Hello, subscribers and various people that get linked to my videos to listen to me talk because maybe a friend of theirs is a subscriber of mine, or you're referred to me because of a random passerby who enjoyed what I talked about or enjoyed my voice or decided that I was worth sharing to a friend. I have come here to talk to you guys about a recent endeavor that I had with Tom Kitsune or Tom Fox, depending on when you knew Tom in his online career. Tom and I went to an event called Connecticon. It was in Hartford, Connecticut, which is relatively close to where Tom Fox lives. I did not live relatively close to there, but I still went there to meet Tom in person, stayed at his house for a while, hung out with his family, met his dogs, pet his dogs, like any self-respecting dog petter would do, and I am a well-known dog petter. But that is beside the point. The point is, Connecticon is an event where a bunch of fans of various nerdy things like anime, video games, tabletop games, role-playing games, voice actors sometimes, cartoons, and just overall cosplay and having a good time, which are two things that if done in the same area can be classified as nerdy, and in some cases creepy, and in some cases really creepy, and in most cases disgusting and inappropriate. But we went there and we had a great time. Tom had a great time because he was taking pictures, he was dressed up as Waluigi, people loved his costume, he was enjoying the attention, and his friends were running a little booth at the artist colony, and they did relatively well with sales, and I was very happy for them. And they sold a lot of great stuff, and they also have some pretty cool stuff still left over for the next time, so you can look forward to buying those things if you've missed it this year and you want to go next year. But it also gave me an idea. In New York, in October, there's going to be another convention, but not Connecticon, no. This is New York Comic-Con. New York Comic-Con is a pretty big deal in my eyes. I mean, it's pretty big. It's not Comic-Con, but it's New York Comic-Con. It must be pretty fucking big. People are already planning for it, and it's way, way, way far away from now. But I'm one of those people. You see, at Connecticon, they have various panels that, well, for the lack of better terms, had a bunch of people that nobody heard about and nobody knew. This told me that maybe you've got a couple panels like that in all of the conventions, and maybe I could host one of those panels. Yesterday, I put in a panel submission. Of course, I'm just some random Yahoo on the internet, and they don't know who the hell I am, but I put some of the things that I've done. Maybe it'll impress somebody there. I hope they have Team Fortress 2 fans. But I'm not gonna hold my breath. But if they do decide to let me have a panel there, I'm not going to be doing a Q&A. It's not going to be what you're maybe thinking I'm doing. I want to do an improv panel where not only do I interact with the audience via an improv performance, but I also teach the techniques of improv and maybe open a new passion, open a new hobby up to people who maybe never thought that they could do it. People who maybe never considered that it was so easy to them, or that it was so much fun. And maybe even create some memories of people who didn't do very well, but it was so much fun, and it was still so silly, that maybe they'll come back and they'll ask where I am if I'm not there. Because to me, improv is a passion. One of my many passions. I'm sure I've talked about a few of them before, but improv, it's a part of acting. You know, you can't be a voice actor if you can't improv. You can't act in general if you can't improv. In fact, most of these things that I do, like this right now, is improv. I just edit out mistakes because it's not live improv, which is nice, but none of it's written down. The point is that I know a lot about improv through real-world experience, and I learned other things from these improv panels at Connecticon that were hosted by an actress named Amanda Wynn Lee. She was a lot of fun to work with I guess she was like a teacher, and then she was kind of like a colleague because she went up there and she performed with us whenever she felt it was safe to do so. And I must have been doing something right because, the room erupted a few times, but I did some really ridiculous stuff. Like, really, it was like, who's lying to the next level kind of stuff where, I'm not afraid to look like a fool in front of people if it makes the whole room just die with laughter, because that's like a high, you know what I mean? When you have the whole room cheering and they're all laughing and everybody's having a great time, and then after the show they're like, oh my god, you were amazing, that was so funny, the way you humped that guy in the panda suit's leg instead of hugging him with the free hug sign, and then he threw the sign away. But it was like so much fun, and I learned a lot about how to approach improv from different angles. Especially, I only know it from the acting standpoint is where I'm getting at, and these workshops allowed me to get it from the aspect that Wayne Brady, Colin Mockery, and Ryan Stiles see it from, as a performer, as a comedy performer on something like Whose Line Is It Anyway, or any other kind of improv show, like Improvaganza, Trust This With Your Life, which is a new one that's coming out that I heard of. I can't wait to see it. But I'm going to use that information to give a basic improv workshop at New York Comic Con, if they accept me. I'll keep you guys updated. If I get contacted and they say yes, I'll tell you. If I get contacted and they say no, I'll tell you. And I'll see if there's any improv panels there. If there are, you can expect to find me there. You can expect me to be on stage. And you can expect me to be funny. Because it's improv. Even if you do something wrong, it can still be funny. All it takes is one person up there that's funnier than you. Which is nice, because there's usually more than one person on stage at a time. And if one of us is funny, the whole thing is funny. It doesn't matter anymore. Whole thing's funny, it's a win, and everybody loves it. So that's the safety net of it. That's why it's a guaranteed good time. That's why I recommend, if you ever see improv workshop, where you can perform there, you can practice, you can learn about improv, I highly suggest going. If there's an improv performance you might want to see about going, I would recommend going to one where you can participate, and that would be one like what I'm doing. Not only can you guys participate in the games, because I'll bring you guys up, I'll either perform with you or just watch you perform, or there's one game, or maybe two, where I will have the whole audience participate with us up on stage. And that, what I find, when it kicks off, it goes nuts. It's just crazy. Either everybody in the audience comes up, or just the people. You really see the people that are really good at it come up when the audience is too, I don't know what to do with this. But then there's always those people in the audience that they have an idea in their head and they're just waiting for the right time to just jump in and give it to everybody, and everybody's waiting to hear it, and they all laugh, and it's really a one-of-a-kind experience. You can't find something that's that quick, and it gets so fluid. It almost looks like it's rehearsed, but I know I didn't rehearse anything. I know I had fabricated ideas, which I will talk about at the panel if you guys join, and you'll learn about, you don't necessarily write anything down, but surely you'll have ideas of lines and characters and references that are funny to people, and you know how to incorporate them into scenes. And all you have to do is just wait for the right time, and then boom, there it is. Sure, it's not technically off the top of your head, but it isn't written either, and it's a lot more difficult to act and keep yourself coherent and to stay in character and to stay in a scene when you're not following something that's written to keep you in character. It's just you. You know, you're just up there, it's on your own. You got to stay in character, you got to stay focused, you have to talk, think, and listen at the same time. And when I say listen, I also mean with your eyes. So you have to watch what people are doing, you have to hear what people are saying, and you have to pay attention to the scene, all while interacting and talking at the same time. The more physical you are, the funnier it is. Pantomime and melodrama movements and stuff, highly, highly recommend. Not all the time, but you'll know when to do it. The louder you are, the more your body should move, basically, is the rule of thumb that I have learned through acting classes in community college. But there's no real wrong or right way to do improv. It's just people who play nice and people who don't. I am one of the people who have been described by Amanda Wynn Lee, who I have to trust the opinion of. She's been doing it a lot longer than me. So she said I play nice. So I can be somebody that can help a scene. And I hope that there are more, because, there is an underlying scheme, friends. That's right, a hidden evil plan. Through my panels at New York Comic Con or other New York conventions, or really anything that'll allow me the platform to talk about improv and perform improv with random people, I plan to form a team of improv amateurs, a team that will allow me 2 panels, one where we perform as a team, and the other where we teach as a team. Or, if they don't want to teach and they just want to perform, they can have the rest of the panels and the convention to themselves. I'll do the teaching one, and then we all get together and perform. And then bada bing, bada boom, everybody's happy. Another thing that is great is it's a social experience. I don't get many of those, and I'm trying to get readjusted to normal society. There's a long story behind it. I'll probably talk about it in an eye-openers thing about bullying and the real effects that it has on people, and using myself mainly as a reference to what I'm saying, because really nobody knows how I felt during my bullying situations like I do, and I've seen it from both sides. So it's going to be an interesting rant, but I'll record that probably either next week or at the end of the week. I don't know. I'm a crazy guy. I never really follow a schedule. I just kind of wing it. Improv, you know? But that's the end of this. I hope that you guys are going to be excited for New York Comic Con. I hope a lot of you guys come, and if you do, please come to the panel. If it's during a really good panel and you want to go to the really good one, I won't blame you, but I'm telling you, you're going to be missing out. Improv is something that only happens once. Even if I do 55 improv panels for the rest of my life, no 2 are the same. So if you miss one, that could be the one you didn't want to miss. Stuff can happen here, and it's nuts. That's why I feel like they'll say yes, because no 2 improv panels are ever the same. So you could have an entire convention with panels everywhere. There may be running jokes, but no 2 will ever be exactly the same. They'll never have the same people on stage. For the whole time, at least. Unless, like, the same people go to every single one, but even then, they aren't going to get up on stage every single time. It's the whole audience is going to be participating most of the time anyway. And, it's really lovely. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. People, you gotta come and watch it. Just experience it once. Even if you don't want to participate, it's fun to watch. I watch it. Whose line's out? I don't participate. That's a great time. That's fun to watch. It's fun to reference. It's fun to experience with friends. And I want to give that to people at this convention. And hopefully they'll let me. And if they do, I hope that all my fans in the New York tri-state area show up. I can meet you guys. I can perform for you. And maybe we'll have some awesome stories to tell our friends. I know that I do from Connecticon because of the improv stuff that I did. And I thanked Amanda Wynn Lee for hosting it on Twitter, but I wanted to thank her officially in a video, and I'm going to take the time to do that right now. Amanda Wynn Lee, thank you for hosting the improv workshop, and thank you for not putting the reins on me when I feel like they were probably needed sometimes. I really appreciate that, and I also am very thankful that you allowed me to go on stage the amount of times that I did. I know it was excessive, but I'm glad that you let it happen, because Amanda Windley has a very special talent that she probably learned from producing and directing, and maybe even acting in general, where there's a time where you control. There's a time where stuff has to follow the rules, and then sometimes you just sit back and let it happen, and she knows when to do that, and that's a very special thing, and I hope that that never goes away for her, because that's something that can make your life very interesting and fun, and it certainly impacts people's lives positively, and I will be an example of a life that was changed in a positive direction because of what you did. Who knows? Maybe this could be my career of choice. I don't know how much money I make doing it, but it would be a lot of fun to do it as at least a hobby. This is so much fun for me to do. It's not that it's easy, it's just fucking fun. It's never easy to perform off the top of your head live. But fuck me, it is fun. And I recommend it to anyone, especially actors, voice actors in general. So come on down, have a good time, and I hope that you'll take the time to do it. And if you do, I'll see you at New York Comic Con. If you won't, then I won't see you at New York Comic Con, but I will probably be here talking about it. So until my rant about bullying, where there's revealing stories and blah, 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 I will